How tough is it to go into a game? Obviously, you lose Sam last week, and now you go with Jeff, and you got another backup quarterback as well. How tough is it offensively to kind of work through that?
Yeah, I mean injuries at those positions with your key players are always tough. Tough at every level, and everyone who does this is experiencing it at one time or another. Whether you're in the NFL or whether you're in college, as soon as you start losing some critical pieces, things get tough, and you gotta work through it. And I think that's part of this game. I think the reality and humility and honesty we've got with our program and our coaches and our players helps us kind of work through that. And there's going to be seasons like that, and this is one of them. And it's a testament to the culture and the guys, how they come out here and work and go to work every day and starve the distractions and ignore the noise and get back to the real reality that there's going to be highs and lows, and nothing of this is terminal in life.
Jeff pointed to you and Kenny as key reasons why he chose to stay as opposed to seek other opportunities this offseason. I guess how admirable is that to him and just the relationship you have?
Yeah, I mean it's admirable to him. It's humbling to hear, that your players have the relationship and respect for you as a coach and a program and a culture and leaders and mentors to be able to say, I'm here for football, but I'm also here because of the relationship. And I think that I mentioned this to you guys a year ago. I'm here for the same reason a year ago because of what I felt about that culture that seemed like it was being built with these guys, with the coaching staff. And I didn't know I hadn't worked with any of these guys before, or none of the players besides Leaf. And so I think it's a testament to the reality that that it didn't go anywhere and it's still here and it's strong. That the relationship and culture that's being built is something we're standing on.
And on the topic of that, what does it mean to you and the quarterback room as a whole that Sam's still very present at practice, being around the guys, giving advice?
Yeah, I mean he understands that role doesn't ever go away. I mean I think once you're a leader, or you're the guy who's going to help make things go, or you're a catalyst in a program, or you're just a piece, whether you're in sports or business or your family, you don't just disappear. You got to be able to help guys out and be able to still learn. He can still get a ton of mental reps. We're in there watching film. We're breaking down film. He's taking notes. Whether he's playing or not, he's still asked to do what he's asked to do to be able to grow both on and off the field. And I think that's easy to do with Sam because he's just that way. And so obviously a big piece of what we do in every fashion. So being around is a big part. He's awesome with Jeff during these times.
How challenging is it building game plans in situations that you've been in where it's like Sam's maybe limited in some ways and you don't know who's going to be playing in some weeks and things like that?
Yeah, I think you build a system and you start to working through a system you've had for a long time, and I think whenever there's key injuries, when they start to multiply, then you got to kind of maneuver and try to fix pieces here and there. To have each game being a little different is a trying feat, but that's the reality of the business, and that's the reality of our deal. The coaching staff's been awesome. We come in every week. We're like, what can we do that maybe is a little bit outside the box now, that maybe not what we normally did, and the structure of our offense we had when we're fully healthy, and what can we do to put our best guys in the best position? And I think that, lucky, I probably wouldn't have said that 20 years ago as a young coach. I probably would have banged my head and said, this is our offense, this is what we're doing. But you learn to mature in that role and understand that you got to find and get creative in certain ways and give guys an opportunity to try to lead on maybe some traits and maybe not be who you thought you were or what the offensive playbook was at one point. And so it's challenging, but it is what it is, and we got to go out there and fight our tail off.
You have to add some wrinkles this week then with the changes you've got on offensive personnel-wise?
Yeah, I think so. It's been happening a little bit every week. It's been one guy down, one guy centers or guards or wide receivers or quarterback. Each week's been a little bit tweaky each week because of it. And you're trying to find that chemistry within a game plan, instead of maybe not throughout multiple games when you're rolling, because until you're got that chemistry with the lineup's the same, it's hard to do. So little tweaks and nuances to kind of get creative maybe and find ways to go out there and move the ball effectively is definitely the objective.
On the topic of that, with JT missing last week, what did you make of the pass catchers, and what's the approach this week if he's not able to go? What's the question?
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, you're hard losing the top guy in your roster, top guy in the country. I mean, it just really is. It's the reality of it is. Now you got to go out and have guys and put demands on other guys and role players in other positions that have to go out there and make some plays. And I think they understand the demand. Malik was a great example last week. Had some big plays. I thought he did a nice job and competed his tail off. Moss came in and had really been a factor for a while. Had a couple catches that were big, and those guys understand. The tight ends have done a good job stepping up when they need to. But when you've got JT out of the mix, you've got to make sure that each guy takes and really can be dependable in those moments. And we're going to find out again each week until every he comes back.
What have you seen out of Cam Dyer in the last week or so since he's been cleared?
Candidly, I think that he gets cleared and then he's out here ready to roll. I think it says a lot about him. I mean, I cleared literally in 48 hours. All of a sudden, we're like, here, get ready to roll. And so again, not a situation that he probably signed up for, or is something that you expect to have happened, but it did. And he's been awesome. He's really diligent. He's been Jeff's right-hand guy the whole time. He doesn't miss a meeting. He's on time. He takes diligent notes. He asks good questions. I'm not surprised that he's able to go out there and be able to take some snaps, or he's staying after 30 minutes after practice and still getting some mental reps. So a young guy who recruited that way and saw some things like that in his traits. And again, those are roles that get played.
Marcus, how important is it to get Sam settled or Jeff settled in early, call some plays and help him settle into the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that with a lot of the young quarterbacks. I mean, even Sam's the same. When not too far down the road, you're trying to get a quarterback in a rhythm, or trying to get something he can feel good about. And so, yeah, that's going to be hopefully an opportunity we've got to create for him, is to get into a game and feel settled and feel like he can get this thing off the ground and roll, and some things that he has some real comfort food with, and then be able to be aggressive at the same time and take some challenges and do some things that are, he's going to have some bumps and work through them.
You guys good?
Yep, thanks.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Appreciate it.